Starting the meeting, and our meeting number is 354.
Okay, this is my first time doing this. Very scary, like, yeah, very, like, yeah. I didn't know I was gonna do this, but this is meeting 354, and it's commencing now. I think I'll give this mic to Elton, our Toastmaster.
That's correct. Way to go, Adrian. Yay.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you everybody for showing up today. It's beautiful outside. I'm sure all of us can think of many other things that we could be doing during this limited time when here in Canada we have summer. Today's meeting theme is climb, strive, and reach your goal. And today's meeting is going to talk about some of the things that we can do in order to reach our goals. And that the fact that it isn't impossible to get to them. Oh, by the way, who is taking Rita's place? Because is Rita here? No.
No, she's not. I messaged her 5 minutes ago and stuff. And are you missing your microphone, Elton?
No, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but it's not, maybe it needs to be closer to your mouth.
Yukta says she can do
Is that
grammar.
better?
Much better. Thank you, Elton. And Yukta can take on grammarian and odd counter.
Okay, so can we have Yuta, the one and only, give us the word of the day and to explain the role?
Good evening, Toastmasters. In my role today as the grammarian and the R counter at Toronto Liberty Village Speakers' first meeting of the new Toastmasters year, I will be looking at good usage of English grammar and maybe some areas of correction. That'll be my role as a grammarian. The word of the day is aligned with the theme, which is climb, strive, and reach your goal. So the word of the day is success. Success, and you can use different forms of success. It could be success, successful, succeed, whatever you're able to use in the speech that you're delivering. And my role as the R counter will be to make a note of all the filler words that you use. Very often, as speakers, we say, right, and we don't even realize that we are doing that. So I would advise that you use a pause every time you think you're going to say or Just close your mouth, look at the audience, and then continue speaking. That could be a great way of dealing with your ahs and ums. And I will come back with my report towards the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Elton.
Adrian, would you like to explain the timer role?
Yes. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Awesome. Greetings, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speeches, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green. Let me get that going 1 second. Backgrounds. The green, yellow, and red backgrounds. So let me go back. So table topic speeches should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. Those giving their speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech times. And for example, icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise the red card, and at 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card, and at 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Back to you, Elton. Brad.
Thank you very much. I just want to mention one thing that ties right into our theme of today, which is climb, strive, and reach your goal. We are President's Distinguished this year, and it wasn't by chance. We actually had to climb, strive in order to reach our goal. And I think that is so important. And all of us played a major role in getting us there. It takes a team to reach these types of monumental accomplishments, especially when the group is so small.
Point of order, Elton. We didn't reach presidents. We reached distinguished.
Oh, I can dream, can I?
Yeah, you can. But thanks for making us feel good for a few seconds there.
Well, and thank you for the correction.
Okay. And Adrian, if you could use the raised hand, put you in the top left corner, that'd be great.
Okay, so are we ready with our table topics with Ken Weinberg? Are you ready?
Let's say I'm ready. You can hear me out there? Thanks, Elton. I have it queued up, and when I point at you, click the share button. Ready? Not yet. Oh, you did share? Yeah, I see that. How would life be different without? You know, we live in a time of have. That's most of us. I'm not speaking for everyone. Of course, there are many that don't have the basic necessities. They don't have food, shelter, love, enough money to put food in their tummies and feed their families. But I think I can speak for many of us here. We have moved up the hierarchy of needs. And now it takes more to motivate us. It means that we have the bare necessities. We have what's called the hygiene factors that help us survive. And now we're looking for things that help us thrive. And we're also in an era of technology where we're provided with so many conveniences that we have the luxury of taking them for granted. So today I want to propose that you have a peek into an alternate universe where one of your take for granted things, the things that you live with, is taken away from you. And I want you to explain how your life would be different. Now, this is going to require some imagination. I want you to think a minute before you speak, and then I want you to describe your life without this thing. Everyone's going to have their own thing. And you'll have, I think we do 1 to 2 minutes. So 1, 1.5, and 2 minutes, and you'll be asked to stop at 2 minutes. And we'll have a vote at the end to see who best explains their life without the thing that I will present to you. Now, who would like to be a participant at first? I see Adrian's first and Yukta is second. Okay. And Yukta, anyone feel like going third? I know everybody's going to get a chance today.
Ken, sorry, did you choose Adrian first because he has his hand raised?
I saw the hand. Yep.
Okay, because he's got that raised because he's the timer.
Okay.
But he could still go ahead and
Yeah.
do a table topic.
All right. So you do one, and
No,
if
I
you're
think
not raising
Adrian
your,
can
I'll
still
I'll
go ahead,
do I'll
Adrian.
do I'll do second. I don't want to be
okay.
first.
All right. Who'd like to be third? And Elton is ready to take on
Or
one. Bruce is going to be four. Okay. And
You can put
seeing
me
as
in
how
if there's time. I'm giving a
Penny's
speech.
here,
So
five. Perfect. Okay, Penny. All right. So what you're presented with might be something that you live with every day, but you might not. You might only use it occasionally, or maybe you haven't lived with it at all, but it still might be fun to imagine life without it. Okay, Elton, can you advance to the first one? Yukta, I want you to tell me what your life would be like without.
My laptop.
Come on, give me the next slide, Elton. Oh, he's trying to get to the next slide.
there's
Are
a
you on
slide
PowerPoint?
deck.
Did you flip over to Power? Yeah, flip over to PowerPoint and go to the next slide. There we go. Life without credit and debit cards. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, I was hoping that I could choose what my life is going to be without and how it would look. But okay, credit and debit cards. Who uses debit cards nowadays? I don't. I hardly use them. That is the money that's always lying in my account. And I've got to build my credit score because if I don't have a good credit score in Canada, I can't rent a house, I can't buy a house, I can't have a new car, I can't even have a new bank account. So I use my credit card day and night. Every time I step out of home, I have my credit card with me because what if I want to buy something? What if I see something and I'm like, oh, this looks good, let's pick it up? What if I go to a restaurant and out of the moon I decide to eat something and now I've got to pay for it? So my credit card is always with me. But if I did not have a credit card, how would I live? Or if I did not have a credit or debit card, imagine paying in cash. Imagine going to a bank, standing in a queue, withdrawing cash, putting it in your pocket or your wallet and holding it tight because you don't know if someone is going to take it away from you and run away. So you're holding on to your cash and you're going everywhere in the world. And then you eat food for $79.48. And now you've got a trouble of getting change because now 48 cents, and who's going to return you the 52 cents that are pending? Nobody. Probably that's going to be tip because this is Canada. But if I give a 52 cents tip, somebody is going to come back and ask me, 52 cents? Did I do something wrong? And I would say, no, you were good, but that's all I wanted to give because it's not mandatory and I'm giving you uh the the sales, no, the service tax. And then the person would respond to me asking, don't Indians have um, don't Indians have a tradition of paying tips? And I would say, no, that is absolutely optional in India. So if you wish to pay a tip, you do. If you don't, you don't. But who wants to get into all of that trouble? So I would want to have my credit card. I would want to press those buttons, which have probably gone up from minimum 10% to minimum 15% to now minimum 18% of tip. And who knows, maybe in next 6 months, it'll be minimum 25%. And then one house, one piece of land, one kidney, one heart. Who knows? But I would love to have my credit card with me so that I don't have to get into any trouble or negotiation of using cash anywhere. Thank you. And over to Ken, the table topic master.
Sounds like I better not get between you and your credit card. All right, now our next speaker is Adrian. Adrian, how would your life be without water bottles?
Let me stand. guests. I recently downloaded an app. It's called Water Llama. I've been using it every day. I love it. Watering my llama. Who wouldn't? It's a really fun app about keeping track of your water. And for someone male and my size, I'm supposed to drink 68 ounces of water. What would I do without water bottles? I mean, I have one on my desk in some fashion right here. If I didn't have a water bottle, I'd have to use cups. I don't like cups. I can't go anywhere without them. It would be really frustrating. I love water. I drink 68 ounces a day, don't you? Water is so necessary. Um, and I, without water, we couldn't live. All right. Thank you.
Yes, the days of walking over to the water fountain, pushing this communal water fountain button, holding our mouth over this stream of water, hoping you don't splash your entire body, and then wiping your face after you get it all over yourself. Yeah, I remember those days for sure. Well, thank you, Adrian. 68 ounces, sounds good to me. Elton, you're up next. Okay, Elton. Go ahead. I'll announce what your topic is when you're in position. Okay, Elton, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Elton, how would your life be different without search engines?
My life without search engines. You know, in some ways, search engines are kind of like a two-edged sword. Sometimes it works, and then sometimes they send you further down the rabbit hole. Now, we know how Toastmasters want us to eliminate all distractions out of our speeches, conversations that we're having with people on a daily basis. Having to deal with search engines are a distraction for me. I could be looking for how does my newest Nikon camera that I bought last week works? Can you tell me the 10 top things that I need to know about it? Well, it brings up the top 10, but then it has that little button down near the bottom that says, would you like to see more? Well, of course. I'm inquisitive. I want to see more. The next thing I know, I'm way down the rabbit hole. I'm down there looking at the guts of the camera and wondering, how did I get there? See, it's a two-edged sword. So knowing how to use them enables us to get the information that we need, get out of it before we're finding ourselves slipping down a rabbit hole and then can't get out. The other thing that I guess I'm going to say about search engines is the fact that they now can communicate audibly. So you can actually talk to it. It's kind of like Star Trek. When you have the computer, and you know how they could talk to the computers and say, okay, lay out a blind pattern, and the computer says, yes, master. And then go off and it does the thing and comes back and says, okay, what's your next request? That part of it, I absolutely do love.
Yellow.
So I'm going to say, I don't know if how I would be able to handle not having any Google, ChatGPT, Grammarly, you name it, I need them all. My life would be horrible without.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I do my research online, and after I click on some clickbait because something the algorithm says that I will probably buy, shows me how wonderful something is, I always search for bad reviews of what it is they're trying to sell me, and there are typically enough bad reviews to talk me out of buying the thing that I thought I needed more than anything else that I didn't even know that I needed a minute ago. All right, thanks again, Elton. And that takes us to Bruce. So
Ready?
Bruce, the question to you is, how would your life be without? Oh yeah, you have to give it focus, sorry. Click on the slide. Okay, how would your life be without artificial intelligence? Over to you, Bruce.
Thank you for the topic, Ken. That's a big one, especially nowadays. Artificial intelligence, also known as AI. How would my life be without it? Pretty much the same as that it's happening right now because I hardly ever use it. And that there is this thing I think I recall the name being Chat GPT. I believe that's what it's called. There may be others, I don't know. Chat GPT to me is the most famous one. Do I use it? Very, very, very little. The only thing I use it for is maybe to ask a question about something. I could go to Google to use it, so I don't really need the artificial intelligence of program of ChatGPT in order to get an answer I need. I could simply go to Google and type it in and get it that way. Or the uh, the devices at home, I don't know if these are called artificial intelligences. Um, hello, Google Home, or Siri, or Alexa. I personally don't know if these are called artificial intelligence devices, but pretty much a lot of homes have that nowadays. I have Google Home downstairs, and I have Alexa as part of the humidifier or panel device thing that we have here upstairs. I've never had Siri, but I think that I could very, very easily not do with any of that and just type in a question or a comment into Google on my laptop. So, how would my life be different without artificial intelligence? Pretty much the same because I don't use it that often. Back to you, Ken.
All right, thank you for the answer. Now I have another topic here, and that would be our last speaker, I think, and that would be, oh, well, Michelle's here. Michelle, we have one speaker today? Do we have one speaker today? No, Penny's also speaking.
Two
Elton?
speakers, yeah.
Okay, all right. So why don't we make this our last topic then? And I'll give this over to Penny. So Penny, I want to ask you, how would your life be different without a 24-hour news cycle? News 24 hours a day.
Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Life without news? I love it. Because I don't use it, I don't listen to it. It's handy to pop in once in a while. But life without any of these gadgets? You know where I'd spend my life? The library. And Toastmasters. Because back in the day, we didn't have all these neat gadgets. So what I would do is if I wanted to go somewhere and look something up, my library was my friend. Employment, looking for employment, looking up research papers. I didn't use the news for anything. In fact, I found the news kind of boring. Unless there was like the local news, which I'd catch in the newspaper, which we don't have anymore either. So if we had the newspapers back, I'd love it. But now we don't have newspapers. So we don't have news, really, unless it's bad news. So who wants 24 hours news that is all bad? Go to Toastmaster, you get good news 24 hours a day. So Toastmasters, day, morning, noon, and night. Go to Toastmasters. You get your news right there. Any time of the day, you got your Toastmasters. Anywhere, anytime, globally. Now, there's one advantage that artificial intelligence has, this whole tech world has done, is make my life a hell of a lot easier. Is because I had a problem getting places because everyone is on the road. And I have a problem. I say, oh, it's going to take me an hour to get from point A to point B. I don't allow for traffic time. And I'm always late. Unless I start 2 hours early. In which case, this actually helps being online because now I don't have to worry about being late. I can just pull up, park, and I'm in for the meeting. So life with news or without news, just go to Toastmasters. You got news 24 hours and everyone's life experience. You get to meet the people online, in person, anywhere there is. Who needs the world full of bad news? Fellow Table Topics Master.
Wonderful. All right, this is the time when you need to vote. And I believe there's a text message in your chat.
Yes, there is. The
There
link
is.
is
There's a
there.
Formbricks link where you can vote. So we had Yukta, who would keep her credit and debit cards, but only use them in emergencies. Adrian is working on his 68 ounces, of water as we speak. Oh wait, he's gone to the bathroom. And Elton, Elton is a very curious person and keeps searching until he finds the meaning of life. And Bruce prefers human intelligence over artificial intelligence. And Penny, I was going to say no news is good news, but it turns out that her news channel of choice is Toastmasters News. Please vote for who you thought has expressed her or his sentiment of living without their particular assignment the best, and we'll announce the winner of the Table Topics contest at the end of the meeting. And back over to you, Toastmaster Elton.
And Elton, if you can send me both yours and Ken's votes into WhatsApp, that would be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay. I can do that right after I take care of the next part of the meeting. So now that we've had our invigorating table topics session, we've all been fired up and ready to.
Oh, Elton, I can't hear you very well.
What?
I can't hear you very well.
What this one?
Is your microphone on? Thank you,
There we
Michelle.
go. Sorry about that.
Good. Thank you. We hear you now.
So we're moving right into our next portion of the meeting, which is the speaker portion of the meeting, where individuals prepare speeches that they give to us, their audience. So I am the first speaker, and so if I can have my evaluator,
Michelle.
which is Michelle. If you can give us the objectives, that would be great.
Thank you, Toastmaster Elton. So Elton is going to be presenting a project, Motivate Others. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech, so it will be green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. And the purpose of his speech is for Elton to practice the skills needed to motivate team members through the completion of a project. And the purpose of this speech is for Elton to share some aspect of his or her experience motivating team members through the completion of a project. And also, BB gave me your introduction, so I'll read your introduction as well. Reaching your goals isn't always easy. Some days we are ready to conquer the world, and other days just getting out of bed feels like a mountain climb. That's why Elton's speech titled Climb, Strive, and Reach for Goals hits home. It's about starting where you are, pushing through when things get tough, and finally getting to the moment when you say, wow, I did it. Let's cheer each other on as we keep climbing, keep striving, and keep reaching. Please welcome Elton Brown. Climb, strive, and reach your goals. Climb, strive, and reach your goals. Elton Brown.
Have you ever stood at the bottom of a proverbial hill and wondered, as you look all the way up there, how in the world am I ever going to get to the top of this thing? You know, sometimes you have to dream. And regardless if you dream or if it's a career milestone that you're trying to get to, or I don't care what you're doing, but the success follows in 3 steps, in my opinion, and that is climb, strive, and reach. 1, climb. Start from where you are. I remember having this job at a company in Philadelphia. Atlas Auto Insurance was the name of the company. They allowed me to come in. I was a summer hire. And they said, okay, so what we want you to do is you're going to have to take all of these files that we put on your table, and you need to talk to these people to help disgruntled individuals be happy. And I thought, oh my God, how am I supposed to do that? Somebody help me. 1 week, it was awful, absolutely awful. But climbing, deciding to climb is a decision that you have to make before you can even start the cycle of success. Perfection is not created the first day that you work or the first day that you walked in the Toastmaster. None of us are perfect. None of us were perfect when we joined Toastmasters. But because of the fact that we made a decision that we were going to make this happen, this is why we are where we are today. So it's about striving. So that's 2, which means that you have to push through obstacles. And sometimes that is not easy, especially when you or me working for that insurance company, and I've got piles of these files all over my desk that I have to talk to these people and find out what their problem is and direct them to someone who can help them. I really had to strive. I really did not know how to do this, but I realized that I had made that decision. So Pushing through obstacles is important. Reach, the third one. This is where that final push, right when you're tired and you're like, I can't go anymore. I can't do anymore. You need that one more ooh in order to get yourself over that line. And again, this is something that you learn, because once you learn how to climb, strive, and reach, it's kind of like a formula. And if you can remember that formula, you can succeed in just about any situation that you find yourself in, whether it's a Toastmaster thing or you have to put together a proposal, whatever it is. If you remember these 3 points, you can do it. So John Maxwell said that dreams don't work unless you do. So it's like that bank commercial where they said, wishing won't do it, savings will. It's kind of like the same, it's kind of like the same thing. So we can't sit there and just go, well, I think, yeah, you know what? I think if I sit here long enough, I'm going to make $1 billion. Yeah, well, and then you'll wake up, but you'll not have the $1 billion. So whatever mountain that you are standing in front of, I want you to realize that you can do anything you want, provided that you climb, strive to reach your goals. Back to me. And now we're going to have the second speaker be introduced, which is Penny, and Bibi is her evaluator. So if you could read the objectives for her speech, Bibi, that would be wonderful.
Thank you so much, Alton, but perhaps we can give Michelle 1 minute for her to complete her evaluation, please.
Oh, she's a pro. She doesn't need that.
Mr. Timer, may we have 1 minute, please? And to show me the red line.
Is Adrian there? Because I didn't see any colors come up for Elton's speech.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either.
Okay, so say it again.
You're muted, Adrian.
Oh, sorry, I put them, but I guess it doesn't show it
No,
when
yeah,
I'm
you
not.
have to have your video on.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I
The
put the
way
green.
and the way to do that, Adrian, if you don't want to be seen, is just put a post-it note or tape over your camera lens. But
Oh, okay.
but you need to have your video on to display the backgrounds.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Thanks.
No worries.
We're at 40 seconds, 47 seconds.
Thank you, sir.
Almost there. Okay, that's it.
Thank you so much, Adrian. First of all, I'd like to welcome Penny as a guest to our club, Toronto Liberty Village speaker. It's a joy to have you here. She's coming to do her presentation through District 60 Stage Time program. So thank you, Penny, for taking advantage of that program to come and present your speech at our club, Toronto Liberty Village speaker. Today, Penny will be presenting a level 3 speech from her strategic relationship path, and her speech is all about making connections through networking. Today, her title of her speech is going to be Toastmasters Connect to Life. And before I introduce her, let me read her introduction, please. Tonight, we will be motivated about the aspiration that Toastmasters has brought to an individual life, the ability that Toastmasters connects individuals across different cities, and the leadership that we can learn through being part of an excellent worldwide organization. Toastmasters helps us sometimes, even when we do not even realize it's happening. Without further ado, please help me welcome Penny Bathe as she presents Toastmasters Connects to Life. Toastmasters Connects to Life, Penny Bathe. The virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, Madam Evaluator. Have you ever wondered why Toastmasters? Why did we come to this organization? Well, it's all about the networking we can achieve. Think about the first time you came to a Toastmasters meeting. Some of us maybe a long time ago, but there was a purpose. For me, it was about networking and meeting people and trying to get a job and finding new opportunities, more ways to explore. Another opportunity was finding positive people. You see, when I joined Toastmasters, I was belonging to many organizations, but every time I did something, I get downplayed, and no one wanted to give you that growth point. So I learned quickly that through that one connection within another organization I had, she belonged to Toastmasters. She said, you should check it out. Now, the day her club didn't work for me, I had other things to do on that date. So I was looking for jobs at the local library, and I found it. I found a Wednesday night group that worked for me. And that's where my journey began. Now, so that's a little bit of the power of networking. So you might be in a one little group, and then they see something missing, and they see you're struggling, and they offer opportunity. Fast forward a little bit. So you joined the Toastmasters group for your personal interest. Maybe you're afraid of speaking. You're not like me, and you didn't want to network or you get a job. You had all that, but you had something else. But that, through that little teeny seed, wherever you are, you can find that inspiration. So even when you're not looking for it. So you go through your normal Toastmaster, you go to your weekly meetings every single day, and just a little bit at a time, you're growing and growing and growing, and you don't even realize it. So 10 years goes by, now you've accomplished the highest level in Toastmasters. How'd you get there? Well, even 8 years before that, because in 8 years, you can accomplish quite a few speeches. At least I did. And I said, what's next? I've got all these 40 speeches already. This is through the traditional program. I need the leadership component. Fortunately for me, there was a change in district leadership, and we had a division district split. Opportunity knocked on the door. And through my power of connections, I was able to get into area leadership. And through those little aspects, you're meeting people all the time, growing, connecting, learning. So when we involve others, you're also listening to others' feedback. So maybe there's a leader out there that they've reached also their pinnacles, and they're looking for new opportunities. So they new opportunities to grow, and they still want to stay in the Toastmasters program, but it's not meeting their goals anymore. So that's where, at the time, advanced Toastmasters emerged, where you have a Toastmasters with unique opportunities. Maybe it's evaluating table topics. Maybe it's evaluate the evaluators, or round table round. So little bits and little bits, and you build clubs up. You have guest speakers come in from other clubs, not necessarily Toastmasters in some cases. Maybe it's just community members. And you're networking all the time. You get one lead in as a guest into your officer roles, and you never know where it's going to unfold. I was heavy into the youth leadership program. I think I'm going to make a gallery view here. I can't see the timer right now.
4 minutes and 30 seconds.
So the gallery view. The Youth Leadership Program develops and throughout different cities. You start in Brampton, you might have to move your leadership to another city like Richmond Hill, Toronto, Scarborough, Hamilton. Opportunity knocks, you go running. So when you have one seed, plant that seed, plant it well, nourish it like a little flower, and it will blossom to greatness. And soon, that one little seed will grow beyond your control. And soon, you don't have control of that anymore. Now, you've inspired so many other different leaders through one little thing in youth program. 10 youth leadership programs developed over 6 ongoing gala clubs for youth within the GTA. Not only that, they also got involved in the global Gala Club organization, which is across the world. Over 300 clubs across the country. In 2021, I even gave evaluation in Sri Lanka. How? Through our beautiful online connections. So through one little seed, doors flourish open. So this is how networking can help us within our Toastmasters clubs, inviting new people in and letting it grow and flourish. And soon, you yourself in your personal life and your business life, corporate life, whatever you're doing, will flourish along with you. And you don't realize it at the time. At least I didn't realize at the time, but it flourished. And sometimes when it gets overwhelming, you have to take a step back, reevaluate, come back with a new set of eyes. Technology took a whirlwind. And now we're back to networking in person again, but now in a hybrid new way, incorporating the new and the old. So I encourage each one of you in your life to do networking. Bring people in, grow yourself, and expand yourself throughout. Fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Penny, for your presentation. And can we have 1 minute on the clock for evaluations? Michelle, 1 minute on the clock, please. I know you already know this. I mean, Adrian.
Yeah, I did.
Wrong club, sorry.
I did. 15 seconds.
Michelle was timer at our lunchtime club today.
Oh, see.
And once the 1 minute is complete, we're going to turn control over to our GE, which is none other than Mr. Lang.
Thank you, Elton. I'm just seeing some chat messages about the timing of a speech. Uh, I think on Elton, was your speech supposed to be 6, 7, and 8, 6 to 8 minutes?
I thought it was 5 to 7 minutes.
It is. That's what it's showing as in Easy Speak. But I think is I think it was accidentally put as 6, 7, and 8 onto the agenda that you
Yay.
saved and that I populated into the chat. So that's Yukta. I think Yukta and Adrian. I think that's where the mix-up was. So okay. Oh, Penny's speech on agenda is 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's what it is, not Elton's. So Elton, you were right. So Penny, did you at one time say 6, 7, and 8? 6 to 8 minutes?
I had just told you 5 to 7, but I didn't look at my objectives, so whatever shows up on the agenda is
Yeah,
what
five
it's
to
supposed to
seven.
be.
Yeah, 5 to 7. Okay, so it's just a clerical error. That's what we'll chop it up to. So mark it up to. Sorry. No worries. Got it sorted. There we go. Okay, first up as for a speech evaluator is oh, where'd she go? Michelle, are you ready to do timing? Adrian is 2 to 3 minutes.
Thank you, Bruce. Fellow Toastmasters, and especially Elton, I loved your speech. I'm going to share a few things that I liked about your speech and one gift. The first thing that I liked, it was well organized. You included 3 points: climb, strive, and reach. So it was easy to follow. The second thing that I liked were the gestures that you used to express your points. And one example is when you were talking about the last point, reach, you felt, you talked about when you're tired and you just kind of went like this, and that showed what you were trying to convey when you were making that point. And you also engaged the audience by making eye contact and asking a question at the beginning of your speech. And you also used a lot of vocal variety. So those are all the things that I liked. One gift that I would like to give to you is I would like to hear more stories, especially in the section of striving. I would have liked to hear some examples of how you push through the obstacles in dealing with potentially disgruntled clients, to share the obstacles and also share how you dealt with that and share the success stories when dealing with people. So overall, the speech was great. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to hearing your next speech. Back to you, Bruce.
Thank you, Michelle, for that evaluation. Just keep. There we go. Sorry, I'm just finishing up my GE report here. I'll turn to evaluator number 2, which is BB. BB to deliver her evaluation of Penny's speech. Take it away, BB.
Thank you so much, Bruce, and fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guest, and especially you, Penny. We were happy, and I was honored that you are here to share with us your success that you have gained through Toastmasters, because it is in this way that you profile it over to us through connection with through networking. In your speech, you was coming from your heart. You delivered it with passion, enthusiasm. You did it in such a structure that it was chronological. You emphasized the message to us, that you did have a message, to start with one seed at a time and to allow that seed to grow by nurturing it and watering it, and it will get you where you want to, because that seed will take you through many places, opening opportunities for you, knocking at various doors, and that has helped you to get where you are today. Your enthusiasm and the passion in your voice was very, very well heard for me. And at times you try to convey and connect your message with us by using a high-pitched voice, but later sometimes you were able to tone it down. In your presentation also, personally, I felt you met the purpose of your speech, whereby you had to connect, tell us about an aspect of your strategy or share with us stories whereby you connected with people in order to make this speech viable. I would like to share some gifts with you. You use gestures a lot. You use it to get your point over to us. But at times I found that your gestures are a bit distracting because you used it so much. I would like to offer you, perhaps you can think of next time you represent this speech, to look at your gestures and try to monitor them also. What I did like the fact that you acknowledge that by changing your view, it would have made your presentation better, which is something I can see that you're able at the spur of the moment to adjust and perform, which is a plus in your side. Looking at your delivery and going back to the flow of your speech, right? You did it at a constant rate. There was few and in between pausing, because in my opinion, you were so excited to share this message with us because you felt so much about it that you forgot that sometimes if you pause, you will get your message in better. In concluding, you had a very, very excellent speech that connected and resonated with lots of us about your growth and with a message of planting one seed at a time to get you from place to place. You delivered it with passion, and for a gift to you, I ask that you monitor your gestures going forward, and at the same time, think about pausing a bit more to get your message over to us better. With that, I wish you every success in your continuance with Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Bibi, for that. Another great evaluation. Both were done well tonight. I'll call on Yukta for the grammarian and all counters report. Take it away, Yukta.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. As the grammarian, I did not notice anyone using the word of the day. Raise your hand if you did. Okay.
Bibi.
Vivi.
Elton used it twice, Yukta, or thrice, and I used it a couple of times, and I think Penny used it also.
Maybe I was more focused on the negatives than the positives today.
That is
Because
quite
I have a whole list of R's and ums that people have used, and I will start sharing that. So word of the day was used approximately 5 times among Elton, Penny, and Bibi. Now the R's and ums that we used today. Adrian, in your opening speech, you had 3 R's and 2 ums. As the table topic speaker, I think you did really well. You had 1 R, but I could notice how you were using pauses to avoid your filler words. So that was done really well. Then I have Elton as the Toastmaster of the day. You had 1 R. Elton as the table topic speaker, flawless, there was no R. And Elton as the prepared speaker, no R's, no ums, no filler words. Ken as the table topic master, no filler words. Yukta as the table topic speaker, 1 hour, 2 arms. Bruce, you had 1 hour, two or, which was a repetition. And when you said Siri, I don't know if you forgot her name. She was going to feel really bad if you did, but you said Siri. So I have that. Then Penny, you had no R's and ums, but you repeated this at one point. And of course, when you were uh, changing the view to grid view, I think that was when you got a little confused and you used the grid view instead of what you wanted to say. But I think we could let that go because that was a genuine confusion. Michelle, you had 2 R's and 2 arms as the evaluator. And that's it. That is my report for the day. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Yukta. And thank you for stepping up with Rita not being able to make it tonight. So thank you for that. Adrian, the timers report, please.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. And on to our timers report from the hourglass of Toastmasters. All right, so in terms of the table topics, Yukta, your time was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Myself, I kind of tried to count it in my head at 1 minute. Alton was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Bruce, 2 minutes. Penny, for your table topics, it was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then for speeches, I counted Elton at 5 minutes and Penny at 7 minutes and 37 seconds. And for evaluation, Michelle, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. BB, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And Yukta, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I almost said 20 minutes. Great. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Back to you, Bruce.
Thank you, Adrian, for that. I'll now do the general evaluation report, which is timed at 2 to 3 minutes. I'm just going to use the form that my home club uses. Did the meeting start on time? Yes. And has the meeting been professional? Yes. The quality of speeches, Elton, as usual, delivered an important message, usually with a speech title that goes with the theme or is the same title. Penny adjusted her camera to avoid the glare of the sun that we were seeing. Thanks for doing that, Penny. Then adjusted the gallery view so that she could see the timer. Before she started, I almost did a point of order to ask if she could see the timer. So thank you for stepping in to do that. The quality of evaluations, Michelle stated what she liked and then provided the gift of wanting to hear more stories. We love hearing more stories from Elton. BB praised Penny for her vast experience, 25 years, and gifts suggested were less gestures with more pauses. I put on my thing here, less gestures with more gestures. I meant pauses. Both expressed wanting to hear them again. The table topics, Creative Ken was added again with the unknown topics. That was a fun session, Ken. I really appreciated it. Adrian stood up. Good for you for doing that. And with Elton assisting Ken with the slides, hopefully he didn't have a sneak peek at his topic. I'm assuming that Elton behaved himself. Suggestions for improvement, minor blip with having the timing backgrounds ready to be displayed at the beginning. Call to action for that would be to get it prepared and set up after logging in right away for whoever's timer. What assigned duties were done particularly well. Adrian's first meeting as the SAA. Well done, Adrian, with a little nudge from me, by the way. I'll be having a meeting with Adrian over the next bit to go over details about the role, which is not a lot. The hourglass of Toastmasters. I've never heard in 20 years, Adrian, I've never heard that said before. So that was nice. That made me chuckle there. And both evaluators gave excellent evaluations with both report role takers, Yukta for grammarian and accounter, and Adrian with the timers. And then my last line here says to other general comments to end on a positive note. Overall, get the count going, Yukta. It was a successful meeting to start off the first one of the new Toastmaster year. I think we can say we succeeded in making it a success. Thank you. And back to you. I will turn it back over to Toastmaster Ken. Yeah, sorry, Toastmaster Elton. Ken, I did send you a WhatsApp message with the table topics winner. Did you get it?
Unfortunately, the phone I was using to get WhatsApp has run out of batteries about
Okay.
30 seconds before you sent that. So
Oh, okay. I will announce it for
I
you.
will call on you to announce the winner after
Sure.
I give you a big build up.
Okay.
So it's my pleasure to announce the winner of today's table topics contest. Imagine you had to live without table topics. Fortunately, you do not. And especially for tonight's winner, who is
This way. No, this way. Yukta.
did you announce the name?
Yeah. I said Yukta. Yeah.
Yukta. Congratulations, Yukta. Sorry, your voice cut out. And great job, everybody. I think you need to just count your blessings that you have all the things that we need, and don't be afraid if you lose any of them. I'm sure there's a way to get by. Over to you, Elton. Got a microphone?
And we move to club business. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to all of those who have already gone to club officer training. Really, really appreciate it. You know, right out from the gate, we are just knocking those workshops right out of the way to make room for other things that we need to do as a team. Club exec meeting will be on Tuesday, July 15th, and details will be sent along with the agenda so that we can all have a time to think about what's on the agenda and how we want to participate and add what we need. If you notice on the bottom of your agenda, there is an invitation for our next meeting, which is You Can Improve Your Memory. And that's on July 22nd at 6. And I'm hoping that all of you will be here. There will be a flyer that will be sent to you via WhatsApp. Please give it to any and all individuals that you think may be interested in attending a Toastmaster meeting. And why not? It's free. They don't even have to invest just a little bit of time to see what the value and benefits Toastmasters deliver. And I guess we need to find out our guest, Penny. What did you think of our meeting this evening?
I really enjoyed today's meeting. It's followed a nice flow, and I like the professionalism as well. And I like the detailed evaluations, the goods, the bad, and the good, the improve, and the good, which gives me a lot of strength to strive for. And I like that you mentioned my voice. I do have a tendency to have a high-pitched voice. Sometimes that happens to me when I get too excited. When I first started Toastmasters, my voice would be really off range. I remember my first speech I gave, I was afraid of the negative feedback because that's when I belong to the start of the organization, and every time I gave something positive, people would give me backlog and didn't want to improve. So that was my first meeting at Toastmasters. But I've come a long way since then, and I've learned how to control that. And one Toastmaster told me, do it through my diaphragm. So depending on my speech and my audience, I gear my speeches to my audience and the topics. So I've had a wealth of things in my head naturally, and I just have to formulate them and funnel them into a funnel cloud. Too many stories going on in the brain, but I really enjoyed the meeting today, and I love the evaluations. It's fantastic. I love the evaluations because that's where I grow, and your evaluations are right on.
Well, thank you,
for
so
today.
much, Penny, for your comments. They are definitely items that we will review in order to continue having world-class meetings. Are there any other comments or announcements that should be made at this point?
Elton, for the next meeting on Tuesday, July 22nd, we don't have any speaker lined up. So members, if you are available to deliver a speech, that would be great.
You know, guys, this is a good time to load the speeches in now, as opposed to waiting until June 2026 to try to get them all in. This way you can kind of like just leisurely take your time to climb, to strive, and to reach your goal, which is completing certain levels. Maybe it's your DTM. Whatever it happens to be, make it easy on yourself by start doing speeches next week, as our BPE has mentioned. Thanks for that, Bruce, by the way. Are there any other announcements that we need to make at this time?
Just regarding the club officer training, the District 60 events calendar has populated several more, right, Yukta? Several more events on the calendar. So check that out if you haven't gone for training yet or haven't registered for trainings.
And I just have a question for membership. Is it if we pay before July 31st, we don't have to pay the HST? Is that?
That's correct. I think that's what we're going with, Elton. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our treasurer will provide details to everyone so that they know when the amount is due. And I think it's probably going to be the same as it was with my other club, Bruce's club. It will probably be the same dates, correct?
So the amount is different.
Yes,
But what? Sorry, the same. Yeah, the amount is different. No, the for my home club, we just have to make a commitment that we are going to renew, and then the treasurer will get the payment off to TI by July 31st or before August 4th, and then we will send our payments to the club by September 15th. Yeah. If that's what this club wants to do.
All right, so it's kind of like, it's that song, Promises, Promises.
Yeah.
This is one of those occasions when we're going to trust
Yes.
our members to do the right thing, which I know that they will always do. Are there any other announcements, questions? Okay, well, at that point, it's 7:27 and give or take a minute. And
2 minutes.
I hope everyone have a great evening.
Oh.
And if you're traveling, get home safely. Good night.